Okay, I have some reading to do.
It's my standard setup. It usually works because I've used it so often. hey, don't blame me. You're the one that literally said it. I'm in a good mood. Don't judge me. Do, 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 do.
I didn't hear anything. Oh.
Hey, you're the one giving me ammunition here. I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying, you're the one giving me ammunition. I'm doing nothing else but using it.
You know, try. There we go. Alright, it shows it's working. Thank you for eating my dice. Got it. Okay, I'm not gonna take out any more of those. Eat your nose. Oh my gosh. I had. Oh. There we go. All right. I'm gonna swap it over so you guys can see what's on the screen. Anyway. Excuse me. Perfect. I love it when I go live and then YouTube is, well, whatever I go live on sends me an email saying, hey, by the way, you're live. It's like, oh no, I had no clue. I just went live. Apparently somebody got removed.
Okay. I guess I wasn't as done as I thought I was.
Apparently not.
Burp.
Okay.
Now let's see if I can get you guys to be able to see my character sheet.
Gotta find the drawback section. Drawbacks. Here we go. Okay, the drawbacks are. Are you there?
Yep, I see him.
Drawbacks are bad ticker, black cataract, bleeder, branded, choleric temperament, crop ear, cursed, deal with the devil, get-ridden, thunderhead,
Alright.
lily-livered, melancholic temperament, ne'er-do-well, nemesis, which I'm gonna sub. Not allowed to have nemesis because we've got too many nemesis already. Plus, you're an undertaker, it wouldn't make sense.
I'm a soldier.
Painkiller, persecution complex, phlegmatic temperament, sanguine temperament, sour stomach, split face, veteran's boot, veteran's eye, veteran's hand, veteran's leg, and weak lungs. Want me to read any one of those?
How about persecution complex?
Persecution complex? Everyone, literally everyone, is out to get you. There is no doubt in your mind that others may be following you and are trying to trick you or are ridiculing you behind your back. In effect, you cannot rest to recover from peril in urban environments, unless you take a dose of laudanum before resting.
Maybe I'll keep that one on the back burner, but...
I don't know if that one feels like it fits your character super well, but maybe.
A bunch of them, I do know a bunch of them actually fits my character pretty well.
Oh.
Yeah, and we remember we had a hard time deciding on which one would apply to my character.
Your alignment. You don't have any drawbacks. Don't feel like having weak lungs as a Undertaker would be very good. Any if you don't want to. They're just optional.
Okay. Okay, so lily-livered.
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 You get butterfly tremble, legs tremble, and you have a hard time concentrating. Whenever you fail to resist stress, fear, or terror, temporarily reduce.
Interesting with you being an Undertaker, because it's just like, hey, guess what? I dig for bodies. I dig holes for bodies.
I don't know if you want lily-livered or you would prefer something along the line of dunderhead. You are snapped at times, or haughty without reason. Whenever you suffer mental peril, move an additional step down on the peril condition. The spineless.
Yeah, because all I do is dig holes all day.
Yeah. You get
I don't know how to hurt.
Oh,
I don't know how to interact with people. I dig holes.
Cody.
Dig holes.
I'm Dante from Zelda.
welcome to the talk. Didn't realize you were here.
Yes.
Oh yeah. For your character, Al, apart from specifically putting in under your painkiller drawback what you're using, I would prefer just that way I can check it if I forget or something.
Oh, yeah.
And if you would like
Let
to
me
do
just
your
get my
character profile so we have a decent description of what we're looking at when we get there.
Pretty sure that was written down on the sheet. I mean, I
Yeah, well,
think.
it's not showing it in the upbring.
Hi, Al.
You want
Hi.
ability. The best way to deal with them. Okay, there.
the
I
best
think
way is a
everyone's
coat hanger.
happy with stuff. I will be back. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. I'm pretty certain I'm gonna have something thrown at me. And now we're missing the joke.
Long hair problems. I keep snagging myself. God damn it.
On what? What are you snagging yourself on?
My hair. My hair is snagging while I'm
Oh.
brushing it.
Owie.
Given circumstances of characters currently, I'm going to set this up for... I'm going to start a little bit ahead here before Joe gets here, specifically to get everybody set up for the initial beginnings and whatnot here. We're going to start with Ben.
Yo. What do?
Ben.
What do?
Yes, Ben, what do?
Shushing you. Okay, so Ben, you are well after a day of hard work. Or I suppose a night. You are an undertaker.
Mhm.
It is probably mid-morning. Joe's here. It is probably about mid-morning. And you are making your way to the local tavern slash pub for either breakfast or dinner, and something to wet your throat after having been working, regardless of it being alcohol, tea, water.
Water. Probably not water, considering this is kind of Middle Ages, and the Middle Ages sucked when it comes to purifying it.
Notify enemies.
I'll take tea.
I'm gonna say I am taking some liberties. I am taking some liberties.
If only to make things easier, I get it.
Well, it's not always going to be easier, but water for certain established towns is going to be well taken care of.
Yeah, fair enough.
Outside of that, smaller villages and stuff that aren't going to be particularly well off are going to have poorer water supplies and stuff, so we'll get there when we get there. So, you order some tea. Well, you go into the pub bar thing, and it's
Actually, I'll be right back. I need to go get water, because I'm probably going to do that.
Speaking of water, I need some.
Speaking of drinks, I'm going to get myself one.
Well,
But,
once you hear what my rat boy sounds like, you'll know why.
oh, I get it already. I remember you guys faffing about with that last time, so it's going to become a fucking mess on your throat, I get it. Anyways. You go into the tavern. Before you sit down, you pawn your order off on the barmaid who's cleaning up some tables. You have the choice of pretty much any pick throughout the pub. There's about nobody there besides the bartender and the barmaid.
Alright, I go right. Huh?
You've got 3 or 4 tables throughout the center area, as well as a few smaller tables pressed off to the walls.
I take a corner booth.
To a table more pressed towards the wall.
Okie dokie. Closer to the bar, farther from the bar, closer to the door.
Closer to the bar.
Closer to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Wish I knew where my fucking... So you make your way over to the table and sit down. It is not long before you have your tea in hand, the barmaid dropping it off, heading back over around to get tables set up and cleaned off and whatnot from the mess that was left after last night. Or anything in particular you'd like to do while sitting there sipping your tea? Or are you just gonna sit there and relax?
Probably order something to eat.
Okay.
Too.
You have the options of the chef's current, the cook's current meat pie, some fired vegetables, local, so you've got stuff along the lines of beans, cabbage, that kind of stuff.
I'll take a meat pie.
Okay. There's only a short matter of time while you're waiting for your meat pie, actually, because it needs to be made fresh, because he's not making a ton right now. So. While that's happening, somebody have a D4.
D4. 4.
Okie dokie. Joe, you're next.
E4.
Wait.
I'm gonna take a corner table farther from the bar.
Okay, well, you come in, and you do happen to see this, describe your character for Joe, Ben.
It's essentially like an Undertaker has a hat, top hat on. He's kind of muscular. His has a leather trench coat on, and is still wearing his lantern.
Raggedy blonde hair.
Raggedy blonde hair. Yep.
That is the only other person you see throughout the tavern. You have happened your way into this town through your, probably leaving your last settlement and moving onwards. Try and find work, as there weren't a whole lot of jobs and bounties where you were. You can choose to sit with the strange man, you can choose to sit at a different table. What would you like to do?
I will sit at a different table in the corner farthest from the bar.
Okie dokie. It takes a short time after you sit down. The barmaid makes her way over to you and asks you, what would you like to drink? We have tea, we have multiple varieties of alcohol, and we have water.
I'll take a large black tea.
Makes her way off. Coming back a short time later with a relatively large clay mug of tea for you. Sets it on the table.
Thank you.
Asks if you would like any food.
You have any good pies?
It's like a meat pie, you said?
Well, more vegetable than meat.
Oh, shepherd's pie, you said, okay. I bet I was slightly stepping away from the computer and couldn't hear you properly.
Well, I said any good pies. You said meat pies, and I'm like, no, more vegetable.
Okay, vegetable pie. It'll be cabbage, green beans, and carrots, effectively.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, she goes to put in your order. Oh, roll me a d4.
Da 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 dee da da dee da 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 dee. Come on, bag, open up. That's what she said.
Okay.
There we are. There's a D4. 4.
Okay, reroll that. I've already done 4.
2.
2, okay.
2.
That would be Austin.
Wow. Yay.
You make your way into this relatively decent-sized town in the earlier hours of the morning. And looking for whatever it is you are looking for, you make your way towards the business district of town, either through pointings of people or through assumptions of where you might find something. And you find yourself in a small pub with 2 other people amongst it. You have what is the aforementioned described human undertaker with the blonde hair and the lantern on a stick, off on his own table, drinking tea and waiting for an order. Then you've got Joe. If you could describe your character for us.
Now he's about 6 foot. Black fur with a white stripe from the middle of his nose to the top of his head in fur. Set of bull's horns. No, your basic King Bull. Muscular. Dark green fit leathers. Pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah. To say, did anybody hear that?
I heard a banjo.
Did not get to hear that last part now.
I heard banjo.
There's no band. Oh.
Uh,
Oh, your internet.
Ah, the lag. Yay.
Your internet's fine, Joe.
Ah, yay, the lag.
You switch headphones.
There we go. Got a fitting
Is that
picture
better?
for the character.
Mhm.
Got a fitting picture for the character on Roll20.
I heard Cody say something. What did you say, Cody? Cody.
Cody. Okay.
Our Lord and Savior, Cody. Did you say something? I heard you say something.
I know Joe's getting.
I can't hear him.
Neither can I.
Wait, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Before you were going at.
Nothing, I'm on Discord.
All right.
Cody.
Joe's back. He has a headset.
Okay.
That's that. So I'd be back in a second. I went to grab a corkscrew.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so Joe has well described his character. Yes.
I suppose it's my turn now.
Yes, it is your turn, Justin, Joe, and Ben. You both see his character coming in.
So what you guys would probably see first is that this guy is massive, not really in height, but in muscle. Like dark brown fur almost like a cow. Tannish brown skin. Two very large horns. One is basically almost completely chopped. Well, I wouldn't even say chopped off. Basically ripped off like 3/4 of his off. The other satyr that's currently sitting over on the left hand side would see on his right arm is a druidic burn mark that he would know is an alpha mark. And on his back, you would see basically a giant slab of basically tree bark and wood that is like grayish, like basically almost steel colored, and literally the tip of a glaive broken off and is now on his back like a fucking longsword.
That's what you
And
do.
yeah.
Austin, you have the option to sit pretty much wherever you want to.
He would probably sit with his brethren or his own kind, the other satyr.
With the other Grendel.
Yes, the other Grendel.
Feel free to make your way over and introduce yourself. Joe, that would be you that he's talking to. That's fucking kind of good, actually.
One of my own kind. Finally, you have no idea how long it's been since I've seen one of ours.
And I don't care to know.
Damn.
I
Rude.
spend most of my time by myself.
Their characters are from two very different worlds.
Rude? Don't you recognize one of your own alphas?
Wait, what the?
You're an alpha, but not my alpha.
Regardless, some respect is still gathered.
Alpha in training.
Did I not deny you a seat? Did I not deny answering you?
I suppose not, but still.
Then, dude, take a seat, have a drink, have a pie. It's actually pretty good.
He'll kind of give him the eyebrow of like, this is not how a Grendel usually thinks, but kind of graciously accept the seat.
Your character is a tribal Grendel. He's a friggin' city street rat.
This is like fucking. This is Wolf Boy meeting fucking Optimus Prime.
Yeah, you're from very different worlds. You're from very different worlds.
You're like trying to chat him up. It's like, who are you?
What did they do to you?
Well, now I was more meaning the one sitting down who doesn't want to be bothered.
Who are you? And my guy's, what did I do to you?
Well, you had the fortunate enough to grow up in the woods and the wilds. I got stuck in a city.
Well, whoever your parents were, must have really, really screwed up when they decided to leave the herds.
Don't really know who they were.
The history before my time.
Ah,
Oh, baby girl.
well, I can't really exactly put myself into that degree, but let me at least give you an introduction. Aurochs.
Alright.
I'm sorry, your voice is like drifting all over the place. I heard a little bit of old man in there.
Aurochs. Aurochs. Aurochs.
While the two of you are chatting, the barmaid comes over to your table again, and asks you, Austin, what kind of drink you would like. They have, pardon me, they have teas, they have water, they have a variety of local liquors.
Give me one of your more affordable liquors. I'm trying to, strangely enough, save money.
What did you want?
One of their more affordable ones, like not like grog, but like
He nods and
like an on tap meat.
yeah. She nods and makes her way over to the bar. Shortly after bringing back you a glass of it looks like slightly amber liquid.
Nice. I don't know where else to go with this.
She comes back and asks you if you want any food for now as well. They have vegetables, pies of a variety.
Do you have any meat pies by chance?
Yes, we do. That is actually the cook's special today.
Give me one of those.
She goes through to put your order in. Now, you're next.
Oh, no, God, this.
I'm excited for the rain.
I'm sorry, stream.
Okay. I guess Rekka will have been wandering the woods for some time. Comes upon the town and heads straight to the nearest pub, which I'm assuming is where everyone else is. Correct?
Yes, you manage to make your way, once you make your way out of the forest, through the small town, to the tavern area, yes.
Well, he mostly keeps to himself. His body is mostly enshrouded in a large cloak he managed to get. Though his spear still slung on his back. And easily, or not easily, slowly opens the door. And this relatively menacing 5'9" rat man starts to walk in. Ale strongest. Half gold. As he walks up to the bar.
You're just gonna sit at the bar itself?
Yeah. In whatever seat is empty, and or if none are, he'll just stand there.
There's only really 3 other people in the bar that are not the barmaid and the bartender, and it is the.
Oh,
It's
okay.
It's still early morning.
So he will find him a seat. He will find himself a seat.
Would you like to pester the barmaid, or would you like to pester the bartender since you're sitting at the bar?
Yeah, bartender. He kind of like lays a heavy fist on the the bar. Just ale.
That's such a weird voice coming out of you.
The bartender finishes scrubbing up one of his tankards, sets it down on the table, pours you a rather large tankard of ale, and slides it down, only about 2 seats worth to you.
Plus the rat. And he's like, nope, I'm not gonna come back.
He speaks to
He
you.
doesn't even really eye anybody. He's just kind of like minding his own business. And yeah, he lays down a single gold piece to cover any other drinks he might get while he stays.
Well, the bartender speaks up as well. He's like, "You want any food to soak up that ale?"
Meat.
What?
I'm so not used to this noise coming out of you.
You've got enough freaking gravel to pave a road.
Yeah, because I can. Because I was mostly. I'm trying to like channel like the Ratmen of from Total War Warhammer. They're kind of like gravelly. Yes, yes.
It's like you got enough gravel in that fucking voice to pave a road.
Thank you.
Total opposite tones. Goes from gravelly to thank you.
Yeah, so, because Cody can't understand what you asked, did you say you wanted food?
He nods and kind of like smells the other meat pies like near him and kind of like takes a peek and then looks to the bartender. What they have.
One's got a meat pie, one's got a vegetable pie.
Meat pie.
Meat pie it is. He sends that back to get made.
You're loving the voice, aren't you? It is going to kill me.
You're gonna sound like you have a freaking cold tomorrow at work.
Try turning the gravel down just a bit and you might save your voice.
So just one.
Yeah, I'm trying to like find a in between. Something kind of yes. But it's like I kind of want it to be deep because like he's kind of like, you know, weary. He also drinks a lot.
Yay, we got a booze rat instead of a booze hound.
Yeah.
He's a sunken rat.
Drinks enough to drown a rat. Anyway, so Mr. Gargling Marbles.
None of you are gonna let me have this, are you?
Oh, you can keep going. It's just we'll find it funny.
Character be intimidating, but it's like, how's your throat feel? It's like,
I'm gargling gravel. I've got roughly the fucking Batman syndrome going on.
I mean, the Christian Bale Batman voice might be easier. Just Batman.
Yes, do that. That would. It would get the effect of you're trying to get, but at the same time not murder your throat as much.
Take a look up for the dark rat boy.
Oh yeah, rat man.
Oh my
Couldn't read this.
So,
I'll let it be perfectly
Oh, you're
fair. If
all
I'm talking for
smart.
long periods of time, it's gonna kill my throat anyway.
Alright, so anyway, you.
Yeah, it's not too long after that you get your beef pie brought out for you. And, pardon me,
he's-
with India.
Alright.
Once you're done.
He's like easily already finished the tankard and asking for another. So
Yeah.
yes.
Did put your, did go through and adjust everybody's current money standings. So you are aware it is under your trappings.
Oh yes. Pardon.
Everybody's got at least 1 silver and 1 copper at absolute minimum. Just so you are aware.
Sorry, I did put a little small thing for Horax's info.
Yeah, I guess I'll say he used the 1 gold he had. Fuck it.
I'd say I believe you should only, like I said, everybody should only have about a silver or bronze. I'll give you 1 free gold for the sake of you just picked it out of your friggin' cult. And that's where it got used. That's where it got used. You get 1 free one.
He just kind of like digs through
My
it for a little
gold
bit.
is
There it is.
999.
It's just the filler thing. You can put a 0 in it if you want, but it's just
Yeah, it's darkened out to kind of like give you the impression.
yeah. It's just the sheet's preset way of saying like this is what can be here. Like in the character description section, it had lowborn and all that other different stuff.
24 bronze, 25 bronze, 2 silver.
Da 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 dee.
Okie dokie.
Da,
So
da,
it sounds
da,
as
da,
though-
da,
Considered small?
Huh?
Am I considered small?
I don't know. What are you?
Like I said, he's a rat man.
You're 5'9". I would say no. You're 5'9". I would say no.
Okay, well, cause I was wondering what the in trappings there's wing spear small.
Oh, it's specifically so I don't have to put an encumbrance thing on because I'm still kind of trying to figure out the encumbrance for items.
Oh, okay.
It's an absolute fucking shitfest.
All right, fair enough.
India's got just the basic trappings for her character, and it effectively put her like 3 or 4 over what the encumbrance is considered, so I need to figure that out.
Alright. Is it all done?
All's all done with your turn?
Ed,
Eh?
are you done with your turn?
Oh yeah, I'm all done. My rat boy is just gonna eat his meat pie and drink.
And have a side of marbles to gargle.
Yes, his voice is gravelly. The joke is made.
India, you're next, as you have happened to stroll your way quite a ways from home at this point. You have managed into this small, probably doesn't even have a sign to tell you its name, town. You make your way to the tavern, probably to try and find some work, and if for nothing else, you've been walking for a while, you're kind of hungry, and you're kind of thirsty.
And tired.
You're tired.
And you're kind of broke.
Alright, I head in.
You make your way in. You see this set of other individuals. You see Ben's character, the human, who's wearing his heavy leather trench coat, a top hat. He's got the stick with a lantern over his shoulder. He eating a pie and drinking his drink. You've got two what appear to be Grendel. If you've heard about them at any point throughout your history, I'm going to assume you have.
Heard about them, never saw them.
Yeah, well, you see two of what you can assume are beastmen or Grendel sitting at a table, drinking and eating their own stuff. And you can see a relatively difficult to discern what they are, if I'm not mistaken, Al, due to their cloaks.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're covered in a big cloak still.
And then you've got the barmaid and the bartender.
I go up to the barmaid. Excuse me, do you have a place I could stay?
Stay as in a bed?
Yeah.
Not particularly here, no. You can always see about the monastery down the road. Or if you feel, you can see about testing the waters with any of the residents.
Alright, may I have... I would like to get some food.
Of course, sit wherever you'd like. I'm sure some of the other guests might not mind. Don't mind Frank sitting over there. He's a wonderful fellow. He's just a bit odd.
Frank?
He gestures over to the man in the trench coat there.
He looks rather odd.
Man in the trench.
Anyway, I go and just tap the table to get their attention. May I sit with you guys?
Who are you sitting with? Are you asking the Grendel?
The Grendel.
Okay, Grendel it is.
Because you can tell what they are.
You've got a human, two Grendel, and a something.
Something or other.
But yes, I tap on the table. May I sit with you guys?
Of course! Come over the mirror.
I nod to the seat next to me. It's open.
I visibly jump at the sudden. Of course!
The two different worlds talking to you at the same time.
And I take a seat. Are you guys... Grendel?
Yes.
You haven't seen any of us.
I have never seen your kin before. Only elves and humans.
Both of us.
They're just
Both of us like to stay out of the limelight.
Elves, humans, goblins.
Yeah, elves, humans, and goblins. That's what I've been seeing.
Most of us don't exactly like to stay in the limelight. I think it kind of looks over at the one that's raised in the city.
Judging from Mr. Recluse over there, I point to the one who is very quiet. I can tell that you guys tend to stay out of the limelight.
Yes, well, my kind, the ones that are more wilderness, like to stay in the wilds, for the most part, at least.
Then I must not have any in my area because I have gone hunting in the woods around my home and have never seen one.
Well, we have our own sections of the wilderness that we like to keep to our natural benefit, to keep it from outsiders. We don't exactly want people to find our groves now, do we?
That makes sense.
Only the dedicated.
That and usually they get killed halfway through their homes.
And as for you, Mr. Quiet?
Well, what is it that you want to know?
Where might you be from?
As a DM note here, India, you might want to describe your character so everybody knows what they're looking at.
Oh, my character is a short little human, which I'm pretty sure in this lighting looks like dark hair. In this lighting, in the lighting of a building, with dark eyes, fair skin, kind of normal sized. And looks young. Yet an adult.
Which doesn't.
So halfling-ish.
Short human.
She's a human. I think she's around 5 foot.
Yeah.
5'2",
Which,
or
according
like
to this module, is not the minimum height of a human woman in the module.
She is below what is considered average human height. Yes. I think the minimum average human height for female humans in Zweihänder is suggested to be like 5'2" on the roll table. 5'4".
But I'm pretty sure she could pass as a halfling.
Halfling.
And I love how Joe immediately understands Mr. Quiet. It's just applying to him.
This character is not exceptionally talkative.
So where are you from, Mr. Quiet?
The city far away.
Which city?
Never bothered to learn its name. It never treated me right. Why would I want to go back?
True.
And now you like to see why. Now you see why we like to stay in the forest.
Now I see. I turn to the human. So apparently you're Frank and you're a weird one?
He's like across the room. You're like, and you're Frank?
Frank is basically across the entire pub. He's basically across the entire pub.
Eh, she still does that.
Turns around and screams, and you're
Yells across the bar.
a weird one.
Barmaid didn't say weird, she said odd.
Odd. You're the odd one, huh?
You're the odd one.
I mean, I
Mr.
did say that's what my character did, so...
I know. My thinking is that in order for him to hear you, you're just screaming it across the bar.
Much. Or at least speaking loudly, yes. So Ben, she's talking to you. Across the bar, without actually being at your table. Okay, well, Ben is doing whatever it is he's doing. Last I knew, he was making.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. India speak to you, or whatever her Sybil. I don't think anybody's gotten anybody's names.
No, we haven't gotten anybody's names.
India's character is speaking at you from across the bar.
So you're the odd one. You're Frank the odd one.
But most folks call me around here.
Oh, takes that in stride. Okay.
Oh, he likes that. Oh.
It's a term of endearment with the locals.
I'm just a local undertaker. Never specified how old my guy was, huh?
I think we were going for like of age, basically, like anything like 20 and up.
Yeah.
At minimum, yeah, 20. Just for the sake of ease at this point.
And who are you, stranger? I haven't seen you around these parts before.
My name is Sybil Agangi.
Pleasure meeting you, miss. and continues to eat munch pie or meat pie.
I turn to the two Grendels. And what might your names be?
Horrocks, it's a pleasure.
Horrocks?
Horrocks, yes.
Oh, cool. And you, Mr. Quiet? What may I call you?
Ben.
Ben?
Ben, as in I fend for myself.
Oh, Fend.
That's kind of a new name.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Fend.
Likewise to be seen.
I don't mean to harm you, so I have no intention of harming you. You may
That's an
not.
odd thing to add to a conversation after somebody let you sit down at their table.
He said he basically said we will see when I said it's a pleasure to meet you. Trying
Yeah,
to
he's stating it for both of you guys. He's like, that's a good thing to say to somebody who just sit down at a table.
I'm not going to deny anybody a seat. Just depends on if she's on my list or not.
Oh God! Anyhow,
My face just pales. What list?
Yes, the bounty hunter.
What list?
I hunt things for pay.
What sort of things?
Humans, elves, dwarves,
And
other Grendel,
what for?
money to survive.
So you're not informed of which ones are, well, what the reason for hunting them is? By the...
I have a small stack of paper I have that has names and descriptions. And I go to other towns and cities and I pick up more.
Okay, well, if you want to check to see if I'm on your list, if you have somebody who helped a slave to their feet, brushed them off, and walked away, then that's probably me.
Do not believe he would have that one. He has not been to that area.
Well, I don't know
Haven't
that.
been there yet.
We'll see when we get there.
Over something as simple as helping a slave to the feet and brushing them off and walking away.
Hey, when you're a Devil's Blood sympathizer, people are gonna take offense to you.
Oh no, basic compassion.
Yeah, you guys will get that when you get there.
Alright, but yeah, I just say if you have somebody on the list that helped a slave to their feet and brushed them off and walked away, that'd be me. It's a stupid reason, but that'd be me.
If you're
I'm a good person.
If I did have yours, I'd have to take your head as
the jaded nature of the bounty hunter. The jaded nature of the bounty hunter.
and I pull out a nice curved kukri and set it on the table.
Nice. Still don't know
My
what I feel.
favorite head chopper.
Still don't know what I feel about bounty hunters, but
Her name is Sam. She's sharp.
I was expecting
and he's insane.
I was expecting something like Soul Stealer or something like that.
Pulls out the other one, sets it next to Sam, and goes, and this one's Bob.
And he uses what? I wonder why he has no friends.
Man, you don't fuck with Bob.
Well,
Cody said,
you definitely
"Fuck
subvert
Bob."
expectations.
Hey, Cody, should I pull out the last item?
Okay.
That's up to you. That's probably well visible on your back anyways, considering it's the size of a rifle.
This one here
Okay.
is called Skull Crusher.
That's what I was expecting. Okay.
He's like,
She puts big holes in little skulls.
Sorta, yeah. This one is effectively a... It appears to be a musket at first glance. However, upon closer inspection, you can see a small hole drilled into the top of the steel barrel towards the back, as well as a line along either side of it that you can see what appears to be, for lack of a better explanation, rubber bands. It is effectively a musket that has been converted into a slingshot. Not to interrupt you three, but if I could get your order, miss.
Do you have venison?
No venison, no. We don't usually get that kind of game around here. We do have beef from the cattle nearby, as well as some pork. We have meat pies, we've got vegetable pies, and what would you like to drink? We have water, we have teas, and we have liquors and wines.
I'll have meat.
woman after my own heart. He kind of hold up his mug.
I look at him freaked out. And then look back at the barmaid. I would like a meat pie. It's been a while since I've had a meat pie.
He kind of smiles again.
Everyone gets the meat pie.
It's,
We'll bring your drink over shortly, and your meat pie will be out after that.
I hope it. As she walks away, I actually say more to myself. I hope it tastes like my mother's.
Good luck.
Probably won't.
Probably not.
Think quietly in the back of your head. I won't.
You just know. But anyways, your drink is brought out to you. It is a small whiskey glass, akin to it's a small whiskey glass, and the drink in it is a slightish amber hue. For the sake of involvement, Al, does your character have anything of curiosity towards the sudden amount of talking throughout the bar?
Especially the woman who frickin' just yelled across the bar to another human.
Actually, because the other Grindel mentioned hunting things, he does kind of like perk his head up a little bit, and everyone, or at least the three of them, can see a rat-like muzzle protruding through the hood. As he kind of like still has like meat pie bits like hanging from his mouth, and he kind of like
He was given, he just shoved his face with his hands.
He does kind of like brush it off with the back of his hand, like slowly, but like he kind of keeps his eyes trained on the Grendel for a moment, and takes a deep breath. You hunt rat.
I hunt everything.
I look over curiously at where the voice is coming from.
Bar. As everybody is now yelling across the pub.
I want to say they're at least like. Wait, are they all at different tables?
Ben's character is
Oh.
in the far side of the pub to your right, closer to the door, I believe. And
Yep.
the Grendels and human are in the far left side of the pub near the door. So you're kind of in a triangle of yelling to each other.
Okay, I guess he does like he does kind of like raise his voice I guess he does kind of like raise his voice a bit. ever hunt Darkness Clan?
Alex is just like, why?
What? I have
we
a
all
better
just sit at the same
idea. How
table?
about if we all sit together?
He just kind of like stays at the bar.
You can come join me if you want, but I'm not going to.
He just kind of like grumbles and turns back.
I lean
No
over.
threat.
I do not know that clan, and if I have, I have. If I haven't, I haven't. I hunt everything.
He doesn't seem to pay you mind now. He just kind of like waves his hand. Although you hear a very, you hear a very loud slurping noise. Just
Why is everybody like like? I understand. I was born a druid. I was born a druidic clan, and yet I'm not yelling.
what?
I was born in the wild, and yet I'm not yelling across the room like an animal.
You are actually kind of the only one who hasn't, like, spoken across the bar now.
He kind of like turns his head back a bit at the animal comment, and then just grumbles and goes back to his drinking.
The alcoholic rat. The rat. You can come join me at the bar, because I'm not going to you.
I lean over to
Exactly.
Horrocks. Did he say jackknife or jack off?
Honestly, to be honest, I couldn't put either.
Holy fuck, I forgot how rough this heritage is.
Oh wait, are you asking about what I said?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
so Sybil is confused because she wasn't sure if she heard jackknife or jack off. And it's like, okay.
If one of them corrects her, it's Dekneth.
Oh.
Dekneth.
Oh, okay. Well, Sybil doesn't know. She's just over there like, I have no idea what he just said. I'm going to assume jackknife.
To be perfectly honest, it could have easily been Jig Jack. I don't exactly speak rat.
I speak goblin.
Hey, Gabbo.
Yes, I have actually spent quite a bit of time making up my own goblin language.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And he was having me decode it.
And she was failing miserably. She was failing miserably.
My character had to have help.
Hey, languages are hard.
Especially
outside of
languages
Hell,
with no common ground.
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody's done
Alright, so
screaming.
and nobody is going to each other at the bar.
Nope. Rat boy ain't moving.
Alright, to let you guys know, I am doing this in my sister's room, so she has an alarm for 9:45 because she has work in the morning.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
So does that mean we're stopping at 9:45, or what's that mean?
Probably go until 10? 10.
Okay.
Okay, about 10.
Okay then.
It goes to 10. Then it goes to 10. She disappears. Well, she's gone. Can we keep going now?
It depends on how far we are and what we're doing at the time. But if everybody, you get your drink brought to you and you get your food brought to you after not so long. And we at... Anybody else want to talk about anything else particular with each other at this point? If not, I will be progressing us forward.
We can progress
I'm good.
further.
Hey, fine.
I'm good.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're all sitting around. There is a individual who comes into the tavern, looks around at what I'm going to describe as the amalgam of different peoples here, and makes their way up to sit at the bar. They appear to be what is a middle-aged human male with a short, somewhat unkempt haircut, what you would picture as average clothes, and whatnot. He goes up, sits down a few seats from your character, Al, and states to the bartender, which you can overhear this.
Mm-hmm.
He asks the bartender if he would be able to put up a posting looking for caravan guards to assist him in and protect him on his travels to the town, city, possibly, of fuck. Let's see if I can remember how to pronounce the name. Swansea.
Swansea?
Swansea.
Oh, Swansea.
Swansea.
Swansea. I like the name.
Bartender agrees to put out a posting, and you're currently the main one that can actually hear him asking about this, Al, and as I'm going to prod you all, this is the progression into the actual campaign thingy. You're all kind of generally looking for work, and
Yeah, to be fair, all of us need money.
as opposed to Ben's character, who generally has a stable job, is looking for something to do different as much as you
I
can.
was about to say that. He's looking for something different.
As much as he enjoys his undertaking job, I'm sure there is the happenstance of you can only enjoy the same grounds for so long.
Yeah, time to move on to different pastures.
I mean, until you get older, in which case, yes, I am perfectly happy.
Well, to be completely honest, I'm completely content here, but with the concept of this you will find other work, even if you were just looking for grave digging work over in
Yeah.
Swansea, by the way, because of the way the campaign is set up. I can't give you a lot of information right away off the top of the head. So
Okay.
this is unfortunately an issue of most campaigns where you are set up in a scenario of this is what you guys have to go do now because the campaign says so.
I mean, to be fair, that is like an issue with a lot of campaigns.
Well, I try to get most set up, and honestly, Ben's the one I kind of struggled with the most here because I wasn't expecting Undertaker. But outside of that,
not every character fits every mold, you know.
Well, that's why I try to work with it as much as I can, but I didn't have enough time to plan for Ben's character here. we finished his character about an hour and a half ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So I only had about half an hour to both read the beginning sections of this module and plan for everybody's character. So between most characters here looking for work and Austin's character looking for probably proving rights, traveling and finding this different city and finding stuff to do in it could definitely give you some kind of proving rights as an alpha. As for Ben's character, yeah, you'll find work there probably relatively easily, even as an Undertaker. Somebody who does last rites, possibly, since you are an Undertaker to some degree. And whatnot, you'll find stuff. But yes, I'm going to push your character is interested in at least being able to see something outside of the small armpit of a country town.
He wants to move dirt in a different location. He's tired of moving the same dirt.
I want to see nicer dirt, damn it.
We need new dirt, damn it.
Maybe dig some clay.
That would work.
We'll find out when we get there.
Anyway,
So, stepping back, this section with the tavern isn't part of the campaign. Technically, not according to the book, considering the book starts with you all arriving to an area as merchant guards. And because I don't like the concept of, well, you all have to make characters that now know each other and deal with it, I'm going to give you some kind of setup. I'm going to give you some.
No, this was good. Like,
Yeah.
this is the reason.
Right.
This is the reason why the tavern is like the standard opening for D&D campaigns, because it's a public setting. There's plenty of people to talk to, plenty of things to fucking do, food, drink. It's a perfect setup for any campaign. I mean, hell, Curse of Strahd has one of the openings be that. It's like someone stumbles in, it's like, hey, I need you to go to this address.
When we're done with the Zweihänder stuff, if I'm not going to continue more with it afterwards right away, I do have an entire intro for Curse of Strahd for you guys to do.
Eee.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe and Ben have technically run through before, but I'm going to alter it a little bit, and I have completely reworked the Death House because I fucking hate it.
Ooh, yes,
Yay.
please.
Thank you.
Something more from
Because, like, I kind of re-engineered the Death House, but, like, my party fucked with it enough to where it's basically, it's their home now, and the Death House just has to deal with it. It was... My Curse of Strahd campaign was very strange.
I would like to do Curse of Strahd in the future. For right now, we're Zweihänder.
Like a proper run through of it. Although personally, if I'm gonna be running anything, I will definitely need to do work on my Kobold Revolution game. I think all of you would probably like it a lot, because like it is relatively lighthearted, but it's like there's still like a lot to it.
Which I'm excited to see what you do with it in the future. And we'll
Although then that means I really need to get to work on like at least constructing the first two scenarios, because my plan is it's like 5 chapters long and it's like 3 or 4 scenarios each.
Okay, well, for currently, I'm going to say that we at least continue the Zweihänder till about 9:30. We'll do this. We'll get us going into the actual campaign section. We will discuss what the plan is for the following weekend, this upcoming weekend, or next weekend. Then we can shoot the ship.
Yay.
As for now, yes, there is this individual who has come in and has asked the bartender to post jobs for guard members. Al, your character has heard this because I'm not looking at the character sheets and I don't know your name.
Mm-hmm. You'll know it eventually.
Rekka Deathneth. I said that too fast.
I was kind of uncertain with the last name, but honestly, I think it works. But Rekka, that's definitely like a fucking.
Anyway,
name.
so Rekka hears it.
Yes, Rekka hears.
Oh yeah, his head immediately perks up as he mentions to the bartender he's got work. It's like he immediately like shifts a leg and like starts to like sit up a bit and kind of like look. And then he does eventually get up, slightly stumbling, mind you, over to where they put the post and looks over the details.
Well, the post itself isn't up yet as they're working on writing it. The man looks over his shoulder at you and goes, "Are you interested?"
Me work for coin. Me good at killing. You have work.
I'm not really looking for a killer, I'm looking for an escort, but...
Close enough.
I suppose,
Bendeton Road need killing. You need someone strong.
then we'll get up and walk over to the post also.
Yeah, they'll get the post up in a second here, but
I'd imagine with this like rat man like
actually,
staring down at them, and they're like, "Can you let me finish it?"
let me do this real quick. Actually, well, the guy says to you, Rekka, that they are. He says, "I mean, I'm more than willing to welcome you on, but I still would prefer to have a few more. So if you know anybody that's looking for work, or the bartender here is going to put that post up for me as well." The bartender starts talking over him and looks at everybody over the bar. Goes, "Oi, we're looking for guards for a caravan. Any y'all looking for work?"
Sybil raises her hand.
Right.
Yeah, Rekka kind of like raises his hand and licks, the back of his hand to get some of the food off of it, and kind of like takes a seat, but next to him.
Okay.
But he continues his drinking.
Sybil raises her hand. I am looking for work. I don't have much.
Korax will kind of stand up and actually have to kind of push the table up, kind of knocking the drinks over a little bit because of how big he is.
Rattle the drinks a little.
I like work.
Sybil gives him a dirty look as she catches her drink.
Will there be the possibility of some good fighting on this trip?
There is a possibility. As a caravan guard, there are bandits along the road, as well as whatever beasts feel the need to ambush the horses.
What is being escorted? What is?
Produce, hides.
I let out.
Usual-
You have my blade.
Fact.
I let out a sigh of relief.
Shut the fuck up.
People. The finest meat known to man. Human. No.
Finest meat, yes.
But no, the
Sure, it depends where you're eating.
He states, "How about everybody comes and sits at the bar, and we take turns telling me what you can do, so I can make sure everybody is set in a position they'll be good at."
I grab my food and immediately sit next to the rat dude, and kind of double take when I glance over as I sit down.
When you actually see the rat guy, yeah.
He
Yes.
does kind of like slowly turn and looks to the tiny little human woman.
I love the idea that that kind of slow turn. Look at her. And then
But yeah, I
slowly
stare.
smiles and then slowly turns back.
I do a double take when I see him, and it's just like, hi.
Just that image is now stuck in my head. I'm just like, smile.
He doesn't smile, but he does kind of like look at her for a moment, like. And
No,
then
it's
slowly
just
turns
that
back.
image. That
Hi.
specific image is now stuck in my head.
You are bigger than the rats in a feed store. Way bigger.
Hmm.
Bigger than me.
I wonder why. Was born next to nuclear plants.
Actually, he kind of turns back at that comment, like, "Rats for feed."
Rats for.
He's just kind of like mulling over the possibility. It's like, wait a minute, rats can also be food? What?
That I just stare up at him like, rats for. No, rats that break into food stores and eat the food on people. Like probably maximum foot long.
Or I would kind of walk over in the middle of their conversation and kind of put a hand on her shoulder. I don't think he kind of understands proper English.
She actually
The
shrugs
proper
off your
common.
hand like, don't touch.
You say that? I mean, he perfectly does. He just doesn't show it.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Halak doesn't know that, so he's like
I know.
he's saying double words and not using me, I, myself.
Exactly.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's-
she
I
shrugs
mean,
off
I mean,
Horrocks'
to be
hand
fair,
like, okay, no
English
touch,
isn't his
no touch.
first language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
there's
rats
a
are
fun
usually
being
about a
rat way.
foot long at max.
Small rat?
Yes, very, very small rat.
He seems to, like, regard the idea for a while.
And judging from your response, I can probably safely say that they actually are good on a survival basis. I was a bit hesitant about even mentioning that.
He kind of, like, doesn't... he doesn't pick up on that at first. He's just kind of, like, amazed. It's like, there are tiny rats? Oh.
And does not really catch her saying they're great on a survival basis.
No, not really. He already knows that.
Was it back to me now?
Yes, it's back to you.
Everything got quiet all of a sudden.
I'm so glad I got second tonight. God damn.
I'm drinking that, what was it, 10 or 15 year fucking special heritage mead.
Ooh.
Fucking
Very nice.
my head a little fuzzy, but that's good because I'm just less anxious now, so I can do whatever I want. Hooray! Continuing
So, yeah,
forward.
you just sipping?
Oh, what the heck? Okay. What the heck? I just turned to my screen and see that after fiddling with my phone.
Suddenly moustache.
Look at the
Anyways,
look at that handsome goatee.
I got something.
moving forward.
Yes.
The man looks to Becca and asks, "Okay, what can you do? Where are you most comfortable in protecting or fighting, whatever you want to call it?"
I'm a former city guard. I primarily did archery.
No. He's talking to Rekka.
Oh.
You are not a rat.
Oh. Oh my Cody!
You were not that rat.
Becca, the rat boy.
I am scrolling down and not allowing that on screen.
He kind of like regards the question, like rubs his chin a little bit with a couple clawed fingers, and goes, "Me good at defend and attack. Me strong and fast. Can guard well."
So I assume you can use that spear you got there pretty well, huh?
Yes.
Because as a DM, Cody refuses to believe that you can hide that fucking winged spear under your cloak.
Me have more than one weapon.
What else are you good with?
Excuse me.
He's trying to like he holds up a hand, but then just kind of like, because he can't find the word, he just kind of like reaches under the cloak and pulls out this very crude, like kind of what would be a common. Would steel kind of be common in this age? Because it'd be like a really crude steel sword.
Yeah, steel is relatively common for swords.
Okay, so yeah. Because yeah, you hear like this thing like very roughly pulling out of the sheath he has. Just kind of like as he just kind of like shows, it's like, you know, he has 2 under the cloak.
No. Well, I suppose I know where I can put you on the caravan then. Miss over there, you said you're an archer.
Yes, I'm a
You
former
were-
city guard and an archer.
Okay, I know where I can put you. Would the human or one of the beast men like to be next?
Human.
Where do you want me?
Okay, well, human said something first. What human do?
Human walks up, says, "Put it on my tab, please." And yes, I would like to work. I can move dirt in a different location.
What can you do that would benefit me as
really good at moving.
or would you just like to be muscle for helping move the goods?
Probably moving the goods for now.
No, name it.
I don't have much in the way for weapons except for old Bessie here, but
You can always use another hand. I've gotten a kind of
What
short
is it
staff.
with people
since
calling Tool Bessie? God damn it. I'm sorry, that killed me. Nothing
always
but
use
old
it to
Bessie
help
here. It's like, what the fuck?
I could, if nothing else, I could always use another hand. I'm a little short-staffed since the last time I traveled past this area.
you got yourself a deal.
One of the beast men. No.
Yep.
Fence.
Or I should just kind of pull out the broken off glaive sword and the ironwood shield and put them on the counter. Does that tell you enough?
Probably well do as a guard for the horses to make sure they don't get harassed by any beasts or bandits so we can keep moving. And other beast man, sir, what do you do? What do you expect?
Bounty hunt.
Bounty hunting? What could you do for the sake of guarding my caravan? As a bounty hunter, I assume you're kind of good with all around multiple things. You can deal well in hand-to-hand combat or weapons as well as close range. Do you have any ranged capabilities? Are you good with crossbows, bows, guns, possibly?
Perfectly fine with all of them.
Wonderful. So I can put you just about anywhere as I'd need. And given the abundance of sword wielders and spear wielders, you could do well for ranged, yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. I will put you on ranged duty then, if you're all right with that. We will be leaving on the morrow.
That gives me enough time to visit City Hall.
Okie dokie. We're all now at least set up with the caravan. That will be for whenever next session is, for us to actually be getting moving. I've got a couple questions then, I guess. Before we get too far into anything else. One, would you guys like me to set up a couple encounters of actually dealing with stuff along the way as caravan guards?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I like.
Wouldn't be too bad.
Ben.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Two, I had spoken to Joe about this earlier, and I guess now I'll let India into the loop. Would you guys like to have it so my week, which was supposed to be next week, are switched with Out of the Abyss, so India will be in charge of next week's session, and then we will go back to our original session schedule after Joe? Or would you like me to continue this next week? Next Sunday?
I'm fine with either or.
Start with India. What do you want to do?
I would much rather that.
Which one?
I will do next week.
You'll do next. You want to do next week?
Yeah.
Everybody else okay with that?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, which means the schedule now is going to be next week is going to be India, week following that will be Joe, and the week following Joe will be India again, and then it will go back to me. Well, unless anybody else has anything they want to specifically ask or discuss with the Zweihänder stuff so far. I know we haven't done a whole lot of rolling anything, but we'll get there in the future. Oh, I'm going to state this just for the sake of integrity at this point. When we're going to do stuff through whatever, you guys seem to be doing a pretty good job of it so far. But when we're doing stuff, if the book says it as well, it recommends or prefers, as well do I, that you say what you guys are doing or going to be doing, and if I'm going to require a roll for it, I will tell you what to roll. Avoid asking for rolls, effectively, which I much prefer. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're totally good with that.
Okay.
What the flies?
Okay. Is there any questions from anybody on anything?
Nope.
No, I got nothing, because, like, so far, this has been pretty good. I mean, yeah, like, no rolls so far, but, like, the roleplay has been, like, top-notch.
Well, you're not... Personally, you guys are all not... We're not doing anything that I feel like is important to roll for. As much as I could have had you guys roll for seeing each new person as they came in, or looking around the bar, I feel like it's currently redundant since it's all player characters for the majority part of things.
You know, like I said, I probably, like... I mean, sorry if I, like, fudged the, like, what I had, but, like I said, Rat Boy probably used, like, the last gold he had and, like, covered, like, everything he's probably gonna consume for the next, like, few hours.
To be completely honest, I was gonna have it so that the guy who hires you all pays for your tabs currently anyways. So, you just made it easier so I could give you that little... You had the gold that you stole from your old cult, and then it got used on your bar tab, and then everybody else got it paid for, and then you don't have the gold anyway.
Well, like I said, I mean, to be fair, it's probably from his last job. And, like I said, probably, like, tucked away somewhere for a rainy day. And he just kind of, like, pulled it out of his, like, fur. It's like, oh, there it is. I had my lucky gold come in somewhere.
Yeah, so, no, that's my setup for that. Like I said...
That was awesome so far.
The book itself specifically just starts with... And the parties and the PCs are all going to the town/city, I can't remember what it says, of Swansea as caravan guards. I'm like, awesome! I'm going to set this up because nothing agitates me more than, well, you're a party now, so deal with it. With absolutely no setup. Which is why when I do openings to campaigns, I kind of do, for the most part, try to go out of my way to give you guys time to, like this thing, to at least establish your characters and put them out there to the other player characters and blah 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 blah.
Right.
You guys didn't three of you communicated relatively regularly throughout this instance to a degree. Two of you were vaguely brought into it. You've all established your characters, and you're at least aware of each other. And to some degree or another.
To be fair, I was staying in character. My character is an eclectic fuckhead.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. Ben's character was also basically detached from the majority of the conversation.
Yeah, I can imagine they'll find points of conversation at points.
Yeah, you guys will find it, especially if I'm going to go through the concept of... I'm going to set up a couple encounters for you guys to deal with. as well as I'll give you guys downtime between the encounters to speak to each other and, blah, blah, blah. Because now you're all in similar areas and having to remotely be near each other and deal with each other, so you're going to be kind of forced into small talk or awkward quietness.
Right.
So there's that. Oh yeah.
What are you doing to my shoulder plate, woman?
Yes. Don't touch me. Yes. But that's all the basic setup for everybody. Everybody is
All right.
aware of
And then next time we will be guards.
Yeah, next time you guys are, well, like I said, I'm going to give you a little bit more time for setup, but yes, majority part, you guys will all crash somewheres, probably for the night. If you want me to give you a little, I'll push it forward into the following morning, or the following day.
I mean, if anything, Rick is probably gonna pass out at the bar. Just
Pass that one at the bar. To be fair, I'm going with the idea that the monasteries have beds that are available for the public, such as, though a majority of the time a lot of people prefer not to stay there, as monasteries are also used for the sick. However, the monasteries currently are, you have your own shack in town. Because you live here, so you've got your own shack. Then the monasteries, as this is a small town, people don't get sick and constant the majority part of things, so you've got beds at the monastery you can all shack in for free. Ben's got his shack he stays in, which if you feel like discussing with him if you could bunk with him for the night, you could. Bad for business. Everybody dies of old age here, shut up.
And as many as I need.
Sybil is looking for a place to sleep.
Like I said, you've got the monastery, which you all have possibility of getting free bedding at. Given how little people get sick here, it's kind of whatever. So you're not going to be, sleeping around a bunch of black plague havers. You have that option for y'all just to bunk in for the night.
Before going, I do poke Rekka and ask, "What are you?"
Details, people, details.
If you forget the species name, you are a Skurzak.
yeah. Well, I was gonna get to that. He pulls the hood down finally, and it is he's obviously a large rat, long, muzzle, with a particular scar cut across, starting from below his left eye to, across the snout to almost, his nose. A long pink scar. And he just kind of, regards her, and for a moment, kind of, almost tries to remember his species name. Skrizak.
I may have heard of your kin in passing, but I've never seen one of you. It's an honor to have met you.
Skrizak do not honor. Skrizak do not feel. And he just kind of leaves it at that.
I just stare at him in confusion at that last comment.
That's kind of the point of the fact that he's a lot smarter than he looks.
And then I just I go to the monastery because I am tired and I have now seen 2 species I have never seen before in my life. So my brain needs a little processing time. one species I've heard of much less than the others.
To be fair, from my understanding, even of general Zweihänder stuff, Skurzak are supposed to be, like, relatively underground, not regularly seen, effectively sewer dwellers, for lack of a better statement.
Yeah, they dwell in caves, or basically deep shit underground. I mean, if anything, if Zweihander is inspired by what I think it is like very deep Warhammer shit.
I couldn't even begin to say.
I'd have to look it up, because if I remember correctly, it's like Warhammer was like the competitor to D&D for a little bit. It's just then they gave up and made 40K. And then it's like, well, people kind of like this Age of Sigmar shit. Why don't we bring it back? And then they made fucking Vermintide, and then everyone loved it. It's like, oh, they actually do like the medieval shit. Okay. And then they made Total War Warhammer, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I got Vermintide. I kind of need to play that still.
I have Vermintide 2.
Okay,
And
so
like both of its DLC.
Sybil's going to
because,
the
like,
monastery, and the other, I'm guessing, so Rekka is sleeping at the bar.
he'll stay there until he passes out, and then he'll wake up.
I love how nobody has noticed the little details that I'm putting in the fucking screen.
I mean, I've seen stuff over in the chat, but other than that,
If you just look at the start kit screen.
oh, I'm on a completely different fucking. I was on a completely different map because I was looking at the actual first map for stuff.
Well, look at the end result for the.
No, but the rats are gone.
This is where you're gonna be.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, their
Did
maps
anybody
are.
see the one that was on the body?
Yes, I saw.
Guys, I'm alive! Anyone? I know you're there!
Personally, like, the detail that kills me is, like, the dude at the bottom with the fucking blunt and, like, the little smoke lines. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that kills me.
I'm trying to figure out where the monastery would be. Is that up on the hill by the cemetery?
I was gonna say, it's probably...
Not the town you're in currently. That is going to be where you guys end up after the ride.
After the shit.
Like
yeah,
I said,
this is the town.
That's the town you're going to be in, yes.
It's very quaint.
Like I said,
Is that a river in the middle?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
The actual name, like I said, you guys will get there. Yeah, stop it.
People asked if it was a river, I gave them the answer.
Yes, it is the River Basque, but we will get to that when we get to that. For now, you guys are technically in a town that doesn't exist according to the campaign because, like I said, that's the first town you're supposed to show up in with the concept that you guys are the caravan guards already and shut up, deal with it. Not my kind of setup I prefer, so I like doing this kind of stuff. I prefer the party to at least acknowledge each other before they're forced into having to work together. So that's where you that's where you're going to be. I'm gonna fucking erase all this crap.
Alright.
now.
Oh my gosh. Somebody. Who in the world is drawing on the bridge?
Way off it.
Don't look at me! I'm playing a fucking Warhammer game on my phone.
Oh, probably Al this time then, because she's giggling.
It is my turn to fuck with shit.
Delete it all.
Anyway, my sister's alarm just went off.
I love the fact that Cody's now just like, Jesus Christ, now I gotta go through here and delete all of this.
It's like,
Relatively easy. Relatively easy when I can just click drag and just erase big sections.
Yeah,
Some of these fucking
that's
particular
the
ones you put on the
DM
first page is a
powers.
pain in the ass.
To be perfectly
Fine
fair.
details. Fine details. Can we at least keep the fire with? Did you get the spider tape?
I got rid of everything.
Oh, I like that one.
I like the pirate with the parrot on his shoulder.
Aww, you got rid of all the title screen shit, man.
For the moment, yes.
Man.
You guys can redraw it later or something. Well, actually, I'm struggling to get rid of this crap near the top because the friggin' right click keeps ending up off the screen. So there's a tiny red piece and a gun going off that I can't get rid of.
The feather survives. I can't even see the screen because fucking we're still in the map.
I bet.
Fuck you.
Just fix it later when you guys aren't on it.
It was weird.
No. Next week will be India's Out of the Abyss. Joe left already. The next week will be Out of the Abyss. India will be in charge as long as she's home.
I shall be home.
And we'll be doing whatever the fuck's going on in that. Next time on mine, we will be. I'll set up some again that count that. You know what? I'm gonna put you fucking guys.
What?
You know, like I said, if anything, I'm gonna have to work on my Kobold campaign, or at least
Guys
to
get to
get
go
the
here now.
first few.
Guys get to go here now.
Put it on the right screen. Put it on the right screen.
You guys get the drawing pad. Fuck you. But yes, you next time for this, I'll set up something where I'm going to be running you guys through a few handfuls of encounters. Pardon me for the travel there, which I like to do kind of anyways. It'll give you guys to operate together during fights and
figure out a system.
It'll give us a chance to, one, get used to the combat, and two, get used to role playing afterward, so we can
And
actually
during
like
each other.
understand the actual like system at play.
Yeah, I mean, the campaign, as far as I understand, is somewhat set up in a way where you're gonna all be, practicing anyways, because the
All right.
campaign I've got the module is. Yeah.
It's 9:49.
Go ahead, you're free. Leave.
You guys go.
Those who are watching the stream, thank you for watching. This is just the beginning of the chaos.
Rat Boy will return.
Join in next week for Out of the Abyss, or affectionately called Monty Python's Subjugation is Magic of the Abyss.